Okay, so I thought that it would be nice if I did a YouTube video and showed you how I paint, what I do. And I'm going to do a little painting with some reflections, a glass that I had to order. I think I got it on either Amazon or Etsy. Not sure which one. I had to order it because when my mother passed away, my brother and I went through things, and we chose different things. And he chose these very, very beautiful glasses. Love having a brother and sons that really appreciate beauty. My mother loved turquoise, so the fact that he chose those, I'm going to say that that probably was passed on to him. And I know it was passed on to me. It's just one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to mix a little of my favorite color of turquoise. And I think it's sort of like a burnt sienna or a quin sienna. This is oils. It's on a 4x4 ampersand panel. So I'm mixing a little burnt sienna or quinacridone sienna, one or the other. I'm not sure which one it is, but they're very similar. Just to get in some of these darks on this glass. I think I'll have to ask my brother. I think she had either 6 or 8 of them, and I was so excited that I found one online that I could buy and not have to bother him. So yeah, I want to put in the darks first. I did a really simple, quick line drawing, and you might not be able to see it on the video, just to get things in proper places. So that's great for some darks. I have another dark. There's a flower way at the top, just coming out of that, and I chose a triad of colors to use here. There's the dark center of the flower, and as I paint on a little bit more, you'll begin to see the triad. Right now I'm trying to get a real light application, real pale, of this turquoise. There we go. Almost a watercolor type thing. I'm so glad. I stopped painting in oils a number of years ago and just picked it up again just recently, and during that time I just spent a lot of time painting in watercolor. And you know, I really believe in that scripture that all things work together for good. Even though I had to give up oils for a while, it really worked out for my good. It very much did. Because I began to study a lot of color relationships with oils or with watercolors, and that has transferred into my oils. Thinking about doing a Facebook Live so that we can talk while I'm doing this. So I'd really appreciate it if you would contact me either by responding to the email that I send out, just click reply, or if you would actually leave a message on the website, that would be great. And some things I'll be able to answer, some I will not, because I won't have the information. Like if somebody were to ask me, what's the name of all the colors that you're using? That's a lot. So in fact, there's like, I don't know, 24 colors in front of me right now. So I would have to get back with you on that. And that would be really a great thing to ask on the blog, because that way a lot of people would get to see the answer to that. So you're seeing me put on some lavender on here, and that's because the glass is actually in front of a rather pale lavender type background. Kind of a mixture between a pink and a lavender. I'm using a rosemary brush. I don't know if you can see that. Ivory. It has a very long handle. The bristles are very, very long. I like to be as far away from my canvas as possible, and long brushes really help that. So to all the grandkids, I hope you're watching. Braden, I know you can't tell what color I'm using, but that's okay. Is one little source of frustration for me. I'm an art teacher, I'm a painter, and I have a fabulous grandson who was given the gift of color blindness. Everybody gets different gifts. That's the one he got. So I'm painting around the shadow of the flower right now. I keep dipping in. I get the color, but then I dip into oil. See how fast that spreads? Put a little oil in it. It seems to go a little better. Okay, that's the shadow, the outline of the shadow and the glass, and how that's coming through the glass there. Yeah, I so wish this was Facebook Live, because I know you got questions. I'd love to be answering your questions. So the triad that I'm using is turquoise, and then like a yellow orange, and you'll see that in a few minutes, and a red violet. Those three colors. but I'm using quite a number of mixtures. I got some right now. I've got some cobalt blue, some lavender, white in here for this shadow here. It's not an accident that the shadow of the glass is wobbly. It's not an accident that the actual shape of the glass is misshapen. I forget the name of this particular type glass. It starts with a B. I'll have to look it up and let you know. Once again, I'm getting the shadow in real quick of the glass and the little flower that's coming out of there. I do have the glass sitting on a mirror. So there's dimples in this glass. It's literally dimpled. I believe these were from the 1950's. Okay, now we're going to see that third part of the triad, the yellow-orange. Yellow-orange and orange. Get some of that in there. Okay, so I'm going over a dark with that petal. I'm going to use it's called a color shaper, and scrape that back See if I can get that on there a lot stronger about the interruption of those colors, dark colors. What I'm doing is very similar, the setup here is very similar to the type of things that I do when I do 30 paintings in 30 days. And I've noticed, I've been doing that for, I don't know, maybe 5 years. And I've noticed that in the last, I don't know, just few weeks actually, maybe a month at the most, that I'm able to do them much more quickly. Painting has many decisions that need to be made during the course of the painting. Like once I chose my triad, then that kind of simplified it. I set up my still life with those, so that kind of narrows the focus of the colors that I need to use. But still, there are decisions that must be made while you're painting. Isn't this a wonderful triad? Oh, it's just so bright. I love it. So again, write to me. Let me know. Would you like me to do a Facebook Live so that we could actually interact and you could ask me questions about what I do? I think I would enjoy it. Never done it before. My daughter-in-law and my grandchildren do it amazingly well. They're just, the whole family does. Mom, dad, 3 kids. It's just really fun. And Julie, kids, great kids, if you're watching, I'm missing your live, your Facebook Lives. I love to watch them. I hope you get back on. I know the kids are really, really busy. I know that, Julie. So, and that's awesome, but we just can't do everything, I guess. That's Pumpkin in the background. She's already been outside. She just wants my attention. And Mommy, come back here. So not only does this glass have dimples, it also has a crackle to it. So trying to capture that is going to be a challenge. It really is. So I'll get the little dimple things in first. Just try to get a little bit of crackle going there. So Phil, if we're watching, Jane, if you're watching, does this look like your glass? Oh my gosh. It's hard. It's really hard to capture. Not sure where the green reflection is coming from. I don't see. Oh, I know where it's coming from, the stem on the inside. That's cool. I can handle that. Throw a little bit of this dark back in there. Okay, so here goes some dimples. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Sorry. Interesting glass, isn't it? So interesting. And dark at the bottom needs to be emphasized. Dark, deep turquoise. Just not there yet. The studio's kind of exploding. I have more and more private students coming. Very exciting. I can only take so many because I teach in Troy also. And they're just so excited. As are the students at Hayner. They're excited also. So typically when I do one of these, with glass, I'll just wait till the last part and add some little white highlights. That's one of the very, very last things that I do. So that will be coming in just a second. So for that, I'm going to grab a teeny tinier brush. So now maybe to you this is looking a little bit more like glass, I hope. And I hope you can see that I'm kind of putting a bit of a highlight on these dimple areas. Put a few touches in the reflection there. Speaking of reflections, I just realized that this bit of green reflection from there is actually much brighter. Who knew you'd find a little spot of green in a glass that's supposed to be turquoise? It is turquoise in real life. Almost done. Getting there. Seems to be a little bit wider. I hope my cousins are remembering my mom's glasses in her china cabinet. Did you ever drink out of one? They were heavy. Really heavy. Okay, so I'm going to use the color scraper. Put Pierce Clark's signature on that and call that done. I'll show you the actual glass so you can see the dimples. Pretty cool, huh? Well, write in. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you would like to have me do a Facebook Live. I'd really like to do that. Let me know. Let me know on Facebook. Let me know, especially on Facebook, because that's where I would do it from. Also, you know, on the blog, that would be so cool to start a conversation on there about what works. Just saw another reflection. That's good. Okay, God bless you guys, and send me a message. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.